This week on Hunting University, we're at Walnut Falls Farms with Charlie and Anna Ingram to get some important tips on how to age your next big buck. Then we'll meet up with our old friend from the Kentucky League of Sportsmen, Mark Doss, as he guides Hunter Wilson on Kentucky's first ever youth elk hunt. Then Dirt spends some time in the duck blind with Heavy Shot and Black Dog Outfitters. That's all on this week's Hunting University.
I'm looking at a buck with the rack so tall. I have to ring my ceiling just to get him on the wall. He's right where I want him, got him in my sights. I grab my bow and let the arrow fly. My heart's pumping fast, but my nerves are still. This seems like a dream, but I know it's for real. Charlie and Ted gonna let it ride from early in the morning till late at night. When it comes to hunting, everything you need to know is here on the Hunting University Show.
It's time for Hunting University with Charlie Ingram and Dirt King. Hunting University is brought to you by CZ USA, Hornady, Mid-South Shooter Supply, Heavy Shot, and Laser Genetics.
Today we're at Walnut Falls Farms. We're actually going to be hunting with my daughter Anna, but one question we get asked a lot on Hunting University is how do I tell how old a deer is? You know, it's really difficult a lot of times, especially the older they get, but maybe we can help you get from 1.5 to 5.5. If they're a year and a half old, you know, they may have a spike, they may have 2 points, they may have 4 points, but mostly they're going to look like a doe with horns. You know, always heard that spikes and 4 points won't ever amount to anything, but that's not right because the number of points they have won't be determined until they're 3.5 years old. Until they get 3.5, you really can't tell what this deer is going to turn out to be. A 2.5-year-old deer, most of the time the horns are still inside the ears and body-wise is just a little bit larger than a 1.5-year-old deer. You'll start seeing some development there, you know, muscles will get a little bigger, necks will get a little bigger, but you still can't really tell what that deer is going to be. 3.5, that's when it really becomes a significant scenario because an 8 point at 3.5 is probably going to be an 8 point from now on. This deer is probably going to be a mainframe 10 point. The older he gets, he's probably going to get stickers and things of that nature off of him. Now they're starting to be beefed up a little bit. He'll actually have a slender waist and maybe a big chest, you know. The back will still be straight. The belly won't have the sag in it yet. 4.5 is when all that's going to change. The mass is going to develop at 4.5 where it didn't have it at 3.5. The calcium that's been used to develop the deer's bones start going all to their antlers. You'll have a wattle in front between his legs. His back will be starting to bow. His belly will be starting to bow. Look how long his nose is, and if it's grayed looking, then you'll know you have a really mature deer. If you can let this deer get enough age that he becomes this deer, that's what it's really all about.
So, here at Walnut Falls Farms, the deer herd has benefited from this type of trophy management program. Over the years, some exceptional deer have been taken as a result. And not only does Charlie enjoy watching these young deer mature, his daughter Anna loves the same thing.
There's a buck.
And she's going to have to use some of her homegrown aging skills here, because one of those big Walnut Falls bucks is making its way out into the clover.
He's only maybe 3.5 probably, which means he's got a lot of growing to do on his antlers. I'll be interested to see what he does in the next few years, so even though it's not very fun, I'm gonna let him walk.
So this nice young deer gets the chance to get a little bit older, but later in the afternoon, Anna's patience is rewarded with yet another big buck.
Oh, he's a good one.
There is no question about this one. It's definitely a shooter.
Right when he turns the balls out, I'll take him. Ready? Meh. Drop, buddy.
It looks like a solid hit. It's safe to say that Anna is really pumped to get a look at this one. So it's out of the blind and off to the field to see if Anna's deer tracking skills are as good as her shooting skills.
Guess what, boys? I see a belly down the hill. You know what that means. He sure didn't go very far. But with my CZ308 and my Hornady bullets, they've yet to let me down, so I didn't expect much less. It's the biggest deer I've ever killed, but it doesn't matter. I'm still proud of him. He's a old deer, probably 4.5. He's got, a lot of wrinkling around his ears, big neck, big belly on him. He'll make a great set of rolling horns, and he'll feed a lot of people. Got to get him dragged out, get the meat ready to put in the freezer and feed us.
Coming up, we'll head to eastern Kentucky, where our good friend Mark Doss guides Hunter Wilson on the state's first ever youth elk hunt, Hunting University.
Hey guys, it's Mark Doss there, sitting back in eastern Kentucky on our first annual youth elk hunt. I'm sitting here with Hunter Wilson, one of the lucky 5 that got drawn for this hunt. Steve, how'd you guys find out about the hunt?
Got on the website, on the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife website to put in for the regular drawing, and I saw they had a youth hunt available. So I thought, what the heck, we'll put in for the youth hunt too. And he shot several deer, several turkeys, and he's got a handle on it.
So are you looking forward in the morning for your first elk?
Yeah.
We've been watching the weather coming in. Here it is Friday night. I think they're giving like 3 inches for us tonight and tomorrow day. We may have to float an elk out in the morning, I don't know. If this rain holds off, we'll be all right.
We're just north of Hazard at the University of Kentucky's Robinson Forest Base Camp. And our guest host Mark Doss is getting the rundown of what to expect on tomorrow's first ever Kentucky youth elk hunt.
Make sure in the fog, it's probably going to be foggy in the morning, make sure they got a backstop. Mind your boundaries, but if they're on the edge of the boundary and there's nobody working with them,
At this table sit some members of the all-star cast who have helped shape Kentucky into one of the eastern elk restoration's greatest success stories. For a project that was only a vision prior to the first releases in 1997, the estimated herd of over 10,000 elk today is a remarkable accomplishment. And our guest host himself is no stranger to sharing in the success. He has watched the herd grow over the past decade, not only behind a camera lens, but as a guide on several of the state's draw hunts. And as for his success as a guide in Kentucky, if you were to include the bull he took for himself several years ago, he's got a perfect score. Everything looks promising for our new friend Hunter as we head into the evening before the hunt, where the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife and the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation have planned some events for the 5 kids participating in tomorrow's hunt.
We're going to give these hunters and guide teams 5 minutes to practice their elk calling. We'll let each team do a bugle and a cow call. Okay. Woo! All right.
With our cow calling and bull bugling practice now complete, there is just one more thing to tend to before Mark can call it a night.
On behalf of Mid-South Shooting Supply, Dirt King, and Hunting University, I've got a few things here for the kids and our friends at the Kentucky League of Sportsmen. Sell them some hats, okay?
Good deal. Thank you so much.
Even though Dirt himself couldn't be here, Mid-South Shooter Supply has made sure to provide some extra gear for the kids to take with them on tomorrow's hunt. It's just after sunup in the mountains of eastern Kentucky, and the forecast for rain, unfortunately, was dead on. But despite the downpour, our hunters have decided to face the weather head on. After all, it is an unprecedented day for the Kentucky Elk Program.
Tell you what, it's going to be a wet morning. We're going to have time keeping all our stuff dry. Keep your gear up close to you now.
It's going to be hard hearing any bugling this morning because of the rain, but that doesn't mean that locating the herd is impossible. In fact, Mark has already spotted a young bull.
He's a good one.
It's a legal 4x5, but with 2 days still left on the hunt, everyone agrees to pass on this one. Still, seeing this bull not even 5 feet from the truck is really encouraging, but the slick conditions are going to make getting to our hunting area even more challenging. The amount of runoff coming from the mountaintops is making everything soggy, and the water level is accumulating on the flats rather quickly. If we do shoot an elk today, we may actually have to float it back to the truck. After all, we have plenty of water for it, and after spotting a group of cows on the top of the ridge, Mark is sure our bull is somewhere close as well.
There's some cows skylighted up there. Be careful now. Let's see. There'll be a bull with them right now. You hear him whine? Come here, come here.
Our hunters decide to move forward to get a little better look at the opening just down the slope from the cows. The flats are covered with bedding areas, and even through the rain, the elk scent in the air is overwhelming.
He's close.
Then, Mark sees him.
Come here.
There he is. There he is.
Oh man, right there. See?
With little time to react, Hunter gets on the shooting sticks and takes careful aim.
All right, buddy. Just take your time. Put it right on his shoulder.
There we go. Good hit. Good hit. Good hit, you dog. You.
Yeah, you can good.
That's a good bull, brother. That's a good bull. Good bull.
Good shot, buddy. Good job.
About 3 miles east of us here, we've released the first 7 animals in the state of Kentucky. Here we are 12 years later having the first youth hunt. Now, I think you just harvested the first bull of the hunt. I'm shaking. I won't go up there and see him, but I want to make sure he's down before we go. You got ammunition to go with us, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's we'll just ease up and kind of stay close to me. Come on. Easy, easy, easy. Okay. Just step on in. Good job, good job.
Good job, buddy.
Just reach there and touch him. All right, man. Hey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. Not to mention you missed a little bit of character down here. It's a little drop time, brother. You got a 6x6. That's a dandy bull, son. Nice seconds.
Heavy.
Lost a little point on this side, probably rubbing off there a little bit in velvet. Look at that. Nice mahogany horn bull, son. I tell you what, guys, I had to fill in for Dirt. He's hung in the airport somewhere between here and Wyoming. Dirt, only thing I can say, I wish he's here, brother. We've had a heck of a morning. The other one I got to thank is old Millie Singleton. We gave my lucky hat away to a hunter the year I had her. She sent me this one up. So Millie, I think this old hat's got a little luck in it too. What do you think, Hunter? Appreciate you guys for allowing Hunting University to come up here and be with us on this hunt. Now, back to you, Dirt. Thanks.
When Hunting University returns, we'll meet up with Dirt and Heavy Shot's Ron Petty for a duck hunt you won't want to miss. We'll be right back.
Derived from D-Class.
We're in Tofield, Alberta with our host Dirt King and Heavy Shot's Ron Petty. And as soon as the sun rises, we'll have quite the duck hunt on our hands, because today we're hunting with the owner of Black Dog Outfitters, Blaine Burns.
Waterfowling has been a passion of mine since I was 16, when I first started hunting, and shortly thereafter I started working for Ducks Unlimited. I did 17 years as a biologist and area manager for them. It's been a really good time. I've been very fortunate to have great staff, wonderful guides. You know, the whole gamut has been really good to me.
Blaine's experience working in the waterfowl industry is definitely more apparent now that the sun is up. The skies all around are full of birds, and the ease in which the guide service has been able to set up our hunters this morning is the talk of the blind.
We've been talking about how good the guides are setting up. I mean, you know, here we are out in the middle of a stubble field, and we got ready in what, 35, 40 minutes?
Yeah, and I've been lucky right from the start. When I started my business, I've had great help. You know, I know a lot of people that are passionate as I am about it, so that's where my guides have come from, these guys that are pretty serious about their waterfowling, so it makes for great guides.
Everything's just perfect. Good to be here.
Well, thank you.
And when Dirt says everything is perfect, he means it. Today, not only do we have the right location and the right guide service, but we also have the right ammunition as well. Our good friend Ron Petty has brought along Heavy Shot's latest weapon in the battle for the best shot shell, something Blaine is thrilled about.
We've noticed since using Heavy Shot, our cripple rate is down. We're not beating the birds up too bad, educating them all, so it's changed our minds about how things need to get done, you know, that's for sure.
It's the best product that ever came out of a shotgun barrel.
Yeah.
That Heavy Shot worked really well. They just seemed to collapse.
Also on the hunt with us today is Cecil Carrolley, the owner of the Peavine field that we've set up in.
It was great to have Cecil there, the landowner. You know, he's in his 70s, still loves to shoot, shoots a lot here at the club. So to have him out there with us was great.
Boy, he's unbelievable. He's kind of got a boogered up knee. Watch this guy shoot. He was the man.
When we called upon him to shoot a couple of singles there by himself. He stoned them, you know, and that was perfect. And that's the nice thing about the heavy shot. It gets it done.
Very nicely done, very nicely done. Cecil, buddy, we're glad to have you because for the first time this week we got somebody that can keep Ron straight.
All right, Dirk, you're not shooting this time. Wayne, you're not shooting this time. Cecil, you're not shooting this time. Here they come.
With more birds on the way, we'll just have to see if anyone really listens to Ron's absurd instructions. We'll need everyone ready to shoot when Hunting University returns. We're in Tofield, Alberta with Black Dog Outfitters, and it's so cold that our outfitter Blaine Burns is offering some northern insight into the current weather conditions.
Today's even cold for Canadians.
Well, I can tell you for a Tennessee boy, it is cold for sure.
The nastier the weather, the more they like it, as long as it doesn't freeze them right out, you know?
Right.
Now,
I'm a little bit spoiled because we see this sort of thing a lot. You know, we're getting presentations of 10 mallards to 100 mallards right in the decoys. So, you know, that's always special when they're coming in that strong.
Look at the ducks.
My. That was in our face. Oh, yeah. This is gonna be ugly.
I guess what caught my eye was that all the shooters in the line were shooting really well. The ducks started dropping.
Ron, that high one.
What'd you say? That's the heavy shot. Oh, look at that wad down there.
These are probably gonna get in here.
Out. All these things shoot well.
Boy, these things shoot well.
Can't wait till we get some here in Canada.
Well, I think Ron's probably gonna get that fixed for you.
Oh! This is ugly. This is gonna be ugly.
it's like the wheel of death. What are I calling it?
Wow. This is our last day to hunt waterfowl up here in Tofield, Alberta. Maybe we'll have Cecil on another show with us one of these days.
Well, I'll tell you, it's been my pleasure. I enjoyed the shoot. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we sure did.